All right, top 4. We have Ryan on Froculus versus Stuart on Goryos. So hopefully we're excited to see some more Froggy Boy action, because both these decks are on 4 copies of the little toad. But looks like both players keeping their 7, and Stuart going for the old Surveil Land, but likes what he sees, so no free and tune this time. Ryan with the Island Pass. All right, top 4. We got Stuart returns on Goryos, and finally we have Ryan on Froculus finds his way into the top 4. And honestly, looks like a pretty standard Froculus list. Maybe the only spicy thing is the one of Brazen Borrower. I feel like we've seen one of Brazen Borrower in a while.
Sometimes there's 1 or 2 in the main or the side, just as like some type of utility, like removal spell.
Yeah. There's Thought Scour putting.
I will say this: I appreciate Brazen Borrower more than a card like a Shoot the Sheriff.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't have as much synergy with Murktide.
Yeah.
I think it's still more versatile in its application, especially when you're a Harbinger of the Seas deck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ooh, Teferi says, Ryan says, no.
Yeah.
I'm going to counter that right away. You always love when the blue deck is so eager to counter, they play it and then they fetch.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, here, I'm going to show you this.
I don't think there's another way to do it. Yeah. You're supposed to counter without the mana, then get the mana.
Yeah. Just taking a small loan of 1 mana while I fetch it out, and then I'll, pay it back.
Let's resolve the stack, then I'll resolve my fetch. Yeah.
Yes, and then I can shuffle and all that, garbage. I'm not gonna.
If there is a land frog here, I think Ryan has the entire assembly to be able to discard Oculus Frog and then just unearth it.
Mm-hmm.
I think the entire package is there based on what I see.
I mean, he's got currently 5 cards in the yard, so he needs fetch for the 6th. There it is.
Or we could just hardcast the Oculus.
So we could just play Oculus. That's shock.
I like this play if there's a force of negation. I didn't see one, but I do appreciate this play if there's a force of negation.
Yes, right. You want to be aggressive. You want to get the threat out soon, right? Especially after Stuart tapped out for his Haymaker. Here's your chance to tap out for your Haymaker.
Yeah. And then whether even if Stuart does respond with another Teferi, it doesn't exactly do everything that you want it to.
Yeah. You still have the manifest. I mean, Stuart has a blocker for it, but actually, Stuart's just going to be like,
2 for 2.
No,
there we go. Okay.
I'm not going to let you have that, actually. No manifest tokens at all for you, my good man. Here comes Frog, and now will we see Goryo, or fetch into
This actually
discard
makes all the
Goryos.
fatal pushes in Ryan's main deck live compared to not when you wouldn't see this type of play.
Yes. So it looks like Stuart's hand is just 2 Goryos. So he really needs the payoff here now.
What was the mill? Flooded Strand something? Spell Pierce? Spell Snare.
Spell Snare, yes. Yeah. That's Thought Scour. Yeah, Thought Scour, Flooded Strand.
Yeah, the Thought Scour I was aware of, but the non-fancy one looked a little sus to me. But okay, well we see a Psychic Frog.
Unfortunate. It is funny how Psychic Frog is so good for these kind of blue decks. But
during the crack, we are going to return the frog to its owner's hand.
Yeah, and these are plays that I like as well. Is that often I feel like people don't respond to fetches enough. Where it's like your opponent is temporarily stone rained in this moment.
This also
right?
could have been horrifically bad, but I guess Ryan did snip out. It's like, well, what if you just discarded a Traxa?
Yeah.
It's like, what do you do then?
Yeah, he must have been like, well, if you didn't do it last turn, you didn't have it, so I'm not going to be afraid of it, right? And it's like if he's
Can't be
playing,
scared. Here's half Entomb. Let's see what it does.
Is it Entomb? Nope.
Oh,
it's just
backwards, so we can't read it. There we go.
All right. Bye force. Looking for a payoff. That looks like either a land or a prismatic ending.
We'll just replay the frog and repeat the last
Play
turn.
frog. Yeah. But yeah, as I was saying, it's Frog is a funny one because it's so good for the blue decks, but also so good against the blue
Oh,
decks.
yeah,
You know,
absolutely,
it's like such a weird antithesis card. Where like the card or the decks that play it are bad against it. You know, neither of these decks really wants to see the opponent play a frog.
No, absolutely not. Yeah. Well,
But-
it looks like Ryan is trying to protect himself with a Force of Negation and exiling multiple cards
Yeah.
to cast this Murktide.
Big fatty Murktide. Do you have to tap out for this?
Why not? If you only have to exile 2 cards or 3 cards,
guess
the extra
so.
mana doesn't actually benefit you.
Yeah.
And here's a 5/5. Yeah. So now he's essentially forcing the Psychic Frog side of things to actually discard multiple cards.
So you're playing another
Discarding
land.
that fetch actually might have been critical here. How many cards are in
Yeah.
Stu's hand? Yeah, that's a pass. All right. There we go.
I think Stu's sitting on 3 cards right
Yeah,
now.
so
So
the
this
wall.
is 4.
Yeah. So actually, it didn't matter then. Yeah, but the wall is now set.
Yeah.
Like we are in a situation where,
We're staring each other down.
yeah, here's Fatal Push, live and hot. Yeah. All right. I am not fearing anything
Yeah.
now.
Smack.
I have Force of Negation. I have Murktide. This is how it goes. Yeah.
This is classic Murktide
Yeah,
deck line right
absolutely.
here, right? Where here's the
Yeah.
big clock. I'm gonna sit behind my counter spells.
Yeah, we've been doing this
And
since
if
Tombstalker.
I
It just
have-
got bigger and better.
Yeah. If I have counter spells equal to the number of turns you have left, you lose.
Yes,
Right?
exactly it. Exactly the situation, yeah. Especially when one of them is Force of Negation.
Yeah.
Even though it seems like there's only 2 cards in Ryan's hand, at least there's the option.
Yes.
We don't have another Entomb, otherwise that would have been flipped way too quickly.
Yeah. Thinking about it. What could that be that you're checking your graveyard now? Is it like another Goryo's? I think, Stuart, you have enough Goryo's.
No, I'm under the assumption that's an Emperor of Bones, the way the read is happening.
Okay, looking through it right. Like maybe pick up a Solitude or something.
Yeah.
So, which wouldn't be bad.
Oh, it's just
Obtain
a
an
Tainted
Indulgence.
Indulgence.
Okay, he was checking
Along the
his
same lines of,
mana values.
along the same lines, of just
Showing off that we have
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4.
land.
Yeah.
Yeah, land would be a 5th, yeah.
There's the old 2-mana draw 2, and now Stuart finds Force.
None of these cards matter. Yeah, they don't. Unfortunately, they don't, right?
None of these cards do anything.
Stuart needs to be able to enable double Goryos with Force backup against Ryan's potential full mid-counter magic.
Yeah. Interesting enough, I believe Ryan and Stewart faced off in the last round of the Swiss as well.
Oh, yeah?
So this is the
Okay.
rematch now.
Oh, okay.
Where I believe Stewart.
Most likely won then,
Took
because
it.
Ryan was 2-1-1 by the end of the last round.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
All
is...
right.
Yeah.
Stewart down to 4.
Cycle on Unearth.
Cycle on Earth, sure.
Just doing it in case maybe there's another Murktide or something of equal value.
Right, yeah, Ryan's hand is consider Oculus Force.
And Stuart's done.
Stewart did not see what he needed to see to beat the Murktide, and
So Thoughtscour being a very effective Dark Ritual there for both casts, yeah.
just a little Dark Ritual, huh?
How does this change in sideboard? Okay, so back to Stuart's sideboard, right off the hop. You have Ashiok Journey, remember, 4 Consign, 2 Fatal Push, 1 Force, 2 Catchermost, 1 Orange Chant, 1 Pest Control, 2 Wrath of Skies. If I am Stuart, Catchermost comes in.
Yes.
Fatal Push
This
comes
is
in.
the deck where Catchermost shines.
think-
I've
I-
played
I-
white-black against blue-black, and every time that I resolve Catchermost,
Yeah.
they're like, how am I supposed to win now?
Yeah, I think you bring in the Fatal Pushes and the Catchermoses.
Yeah.
I actually think you side out the Force Negations that you currently have in your main deck.
Yeah.
And I would also side out...
Yeah, because you're not going to be forced or doing
Yeah.
stuff in your opponent's turn. Right?
Yeah,
You wanna...
and I think cards like Late to Dinner are actually probably just also cuts here. They're too slow. It's against a blue-black deck. It just doesn't
yeah,
do
they're
anything.
going to counter Late to Dinner,
It's
probably.
why play a 4-mana spell when a 1-mana spell stops it? Like,
Yeah.
It's just not feasible. Okay, Ryan's side gets tremendously more interesting. There are 2 spell snares in the main. The third one from the side comes in.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think you also side in Stern Scolding
I was
against the
going to
Reanimator
ask,
deck.
yeah, because I mean, like,
You've
you've seen Frog.
You've seen Frog, Emperor Bones in the past.
Yes.
If you've been doing any scouting against your opponent, it stops Solitude.
It does. It does. It's pretty important.
That's
Actually,
key.
Actually, yeah, Stuart's not on Emperor Bones, actually, I don't think.
Oh no, this one isn't?
No.
Are we sure? Oh, it stops Falahi.
Yeah, but it does
Sorry.
stop. It does stop
Stops Falahi, Psychic Frog. Oh right, Stuart is on the Teferi version.
Yes.
Yes. Sorry, yeah, mixed that up.
Yeah, so
we have
Frog,
Psychic
Falahi, Solitude.
Yes, and I would bring those in.
Yeah.
Any level of stack disruption is better against this deck than on average.
Yeah.
Spell Snares come in, Stern Scoldings come in. Obviously, the one of Surgical comes in.
Yeah.
If you're sneaky enough, there's a copy of Dress Down.
Dress Down seems pretty good.
Harbinger of Seas seems fantastic. Torp Orb seems fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
A little bit of weird things going on when it comes to this, but like,
Yeah, I think Torpor might be a little too lost in the sauce.
I don't think it's that bad.
I mean, it's only really relevant against Atraxa and sometimes Solitude.
And Falahi, it actually stops
I
all.
guess so,
It
yeah.
stops all three of those.
Okay.
Like, so to me, like,
It's okay, but
Yeah.
I mean, like
I know it sounds a little weird, but like, if you
I mean,
have-
like, you're not playing on turn 2, right? Like, that's...
No, you're fighting on the stack by turn 2.
Yeah.
But say that there's a level of situation where it's like, okay, I'm gonna Goryo's this. It's like, okay, I took my lava axe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like once you start to hit that axis of even if Stuart does go off, it does not count as going off. It doesn't work.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I am more interested in Dress Down because it is a sneaky way
Yes.
to counter
Yes.
Atraxa, right?
Yes.
So I mean, like, a lot of the times,
100%.
these Goryo's decks are putting Atraxa in, hoping to scoop up Ephemerate
Yes.
to do it. So if
Yes.
you prevent the trigger, and you're like, yeah, I'll take 7.
Stops the life gain, stops the flying
Yes.
attack, it stops vigilance. Like,
Yes.
like you're choosing all these things.
Yes.
But the Goryo's Vengeance itself trigger does resolve because it's a resolution of the ability of Goryo's Vengeance. It's not an ability on the creature to
Correct.
sacrifice at the end of the turn.
Correct.
So yeah, it's one of those weird situations.
Yes.
On
So
Ryan,
yeah, it turns Goryo's Vengeance into 7 damage,
Yeah.
and that's it.
yeah, as impressive as it was last game, I would actually side out Murktides and Fatal Pushes to some degree when I'm on Ryan's side of the field now.
Okay.
I'm just 100% on countering everything on the stack. And if a frog resolves, I hope I resolve an Oculus. I think that's my
Hopefully
angle
that you get
against that
something bigger in
situation.
play.
Yes, exactly.
Don't worry about trying to...
Yeah, there's a
And like Borrower probably also comes out, right? Like bouncing a thing seems just
it's not effective.
not
enough. Yeah.
good here.
It's a good game 1 catch-all. It's not a good game 2 sideboard plan.
Yes. Yeah,
No,
it
I-
certainly reads as a panic button of game 1. I don't have an answer to this. Oh, Brazen Murderer.
It may be a panic button, but it's also just a potential tempo card. Like, hey, I'll bounce your guy that was supposed to be lethal, like a select shot, untap, or play my 3/1, clock you with it, right? Like it gives you that access.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything specifically wrong with Brazen Murderer. It's just not common, but I do like it more than Shoot the Sheriff. And I think Ryan has the exact type of hand that I like to see. Thought Scour, Spell Snare, just stuff. Like,
Yes.
just stuff. Like,
Stuff that you can play land pass,
yes.
and see your opponent does,
That's
then
exactly
do nothing.
it. That's
then
exactly
you,
it.
You know, you
if you're
cycle,
both
you
if you're both
cantrip.
at 4 lands and it's Ryan's turn 5 specifically,
Yeah.
and then you just play Psychic Frog, you're in the driver's seat.
Yes.
It's all neutral at this point.
So yeah, just lands from both sides here. But here comes Falahi.
I think you let this resolve.
Yeah. I mean,
Sure, get an ephemerate.
you know, Falahi is essentially just like a blocker that cycles.
It's not. It won't be a blocker for like long.
Yeah, right. It's just, I don't think it's worth.
Yeah,
You know,
countering this spell is not worth being able to surveil an Oculus in the yard and just unearthing it. It's just like even though this likelihood is
It's like
dramatically
if
low.
you're not gonna counter like a Consider or a Thought Scour here, you're not gonna counter Falahi, right? Like, let your opponent have their card, whatever, right? And you need to know what it is
even
too,
if,
right?
Even
like,
if Falahi allowed the maximal value, like say it was a Troxa, Goryo's Vengeance land, for example,
Yes.
like you're like, cool, you have a Vengeance, I still have the Spell Snare. Like
Yeah.
it just doesn't matter,
yes,
right? Like
right. Sometimes
it-
the info is just as valuable
Yes.
as being like, you can't have anything.
Yeah, the only time that would be consequential is if on the reverse side, Stuart actually did keep enforced negations and then tried an end of turn fight.
Yes.
But at the same time, that's not favorable against a blue-black deck at any point in time. Yeah, see, this is a snare. Yeah, there we go, perfect. Yeah.
Snap off the snare, yeah. Makes sense.
Consider end of turn or Thought Scour end of turn, and
Thought
let's,
Scour,
let's,
yeah.
let's
Blue black doing the thing.
yeah, let's accelerate the plan here.
Oh, Frog Oculus.
That's
So,
perfect.
not bad if we find an Unearth here.
Hey, if we find Dark Ritual, we find it. If we don't, we don't. It's still there.
Yeah.
Simple pass. I think this is exactly where you want to be on the Froculus side of things. I have meta counter spells. You're trying to forge something, but you cannot forge it.
Yeah.
This is worth countering.
Another Frog,
Yeah,
yeah.
I would not have kept Fatal Pushes in, but if it looks like Ryan may have. He may have respected the multiple 1-drops. Okay, so this is a Dismember.
Just full
Perfect.
right Dismember.
Yep.
Discard, okay.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, I think making sure that the frog, or trying to ensure that the frog dies here is important.
There's
'cause
no way Stuart discards all 4 cards here.
Yeah, right. And if you're Ryan, you want the game to revolve around the combo.
Yes.
You don't want to have it start revolving around frog combat.
Exactly.
So by just getting rid of this, you're like, Kate, we're still, fighting on stack. We're still fighting on the combo. This is fine.
Is there going to be 2 more cards? Wow, Stuart is doing it.
Stuart's going all. I think he's going all in. He's got 2 more cards left. Ephemerate. And that is a fizzled, quote unquote, Dismember. So 1 card left for Stuart. It's got to be Goryo's, right? What else could it be? Oh, there's Fatal Push. So Dismember the bait. The ultimate bait there. Just Dismember. Make you discard your hand. You ever seen him to Turok do that?
Wow.
That was brutal. Yeah, nice at the pass back. That was rough.
Take out the Thoughtseize. Who cares? I already know what the last card is. It's the Goryos.
Yeah, what
If
else
it's not the
could you
Goryos,
keep?
why do I need it?
Yeah.
Why 2 for 1 myself? No, very heads up.
Yeah, here's my Froggy now.
Yeah.
Goryo's end step.
This is a very simple counter spell.
Yeah. There it is. No, no, no. Surveil. Hope it's another Goryo's, I guess.
I think there's a Harbinger of the Season, a Sink and a Stupor in Ryan's hand.
Yeah, looks like it. So Harbinger
Locks him out.
locks him out of white. He's got the swamp at least. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, Harbinger. Would you like to also be a blue book deck?
Yeah.
I swear it's really fun.
Join me, brother.
Yes. Come to me.
Yeah.
We have frogs.
Free 2 life. Perfect.
Yeah.
So Sink and a Stupor back up. Let's exile 3 cards out of the graveyard.
Might as well start
drawing.
flying. Yeah, you
Start
don't need
drawing.
those cards. Just draw. Yeah, I cannot believe that Ryan successfully baited Stewart discarding 4
That was crazy.
cards.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh. Ooh, and stuff Goryos again. So he did have double Goryos. Does Ryan have the answer, though? I mean, an awkward part is that if Stewart doesn't find... He needs either Solitude to get rid of the...
I think in response.
Harbinger?
I think in response towards blocks, you bounce
Sink.
it. Yeah.
Alright, yeah, pain
This
7.
allows a force of negation from Stewart's draw.
It does!
Yeah.
And he gets
This-
14, the top 14 cards.
Yeah.
Find force. All right, there's Solitude, so you can unlock your mana.
Oh, this was detrimental.
I mean, this is exactly the line that Stewart needs to
Yeah.
eke out the win here, or to eke back into this game. Come on, Stewart, you gotta draw another 7. Come on, 5 is basically infinite life.
Yeah. Blocking Psychic Frog is infinite. Yeah. Yeah.
Another 7. All right.
Yeah.
Among your
Blocks
14
like a frog.
cards, nope, did not find force. Nothing.
What?
Now, you have Solitude. Now Solitude's froggy.
I would Solitude the Harbinger. Personally.
Is he gonna get? He does go for the frog. Yeah, he's gonna leave his lands where they are. He's gonna untap. All right.
What a wacky game.
Go into discard. Anything to pitch? Did you find a plane? I think you might have found a planes. It might have been a planes. It might have been a
Found a
Frost
planes
Strand.
before a force.
I guess. Maybe he knew he did side him out.
Yeah. It didn't seem like he did. I thought he did have a force in that pile earlier, but maybe I'm mistaken. I see a Ketchamos.
Ketchum's good. Do you have planes Ketchum's? Or is that prismatic ending there, maybe, actually?
Yeah, maybe.
It does have... Alright, so there's island. There's an island. It would be so sad to just see you go to discard here. Blue, blue, blue. What do you got? Ashiok. Okay. Sure.
Sure.
It's a spell. Milieu, blow up your yard. Alright, that at least stops a future Oculus from showing up and the Unearths.
Yeah.
And can't currently cast Murktide, I believe, right? Murktide's 8 mana? Or 7?
7.
7 mana, yeah. And go
What
into
happened?
discard.
What
That's
happened?
so tragic. So good news is that he gets to
Yeah,
discard.
see, I
a
would
bunch of your
have
nation
100% just killed the Harbinger in that situation and just let.
targets, take the Psychic Frog damage,
Yeah.
then you have 14 cards you can actually cast.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'd be at 4.
I'm with you there.
Yeah. You'd be at 4. It doesn't even matter if Ryan drew a force negation in that situation.
Yeah.
You're essentially just up, right? Like your mana's unlocked.
Yeah. Ooh, Stuart started an Orm's Chant as a way to fight the counter spells, or force a counter spell. I mean, like, counter this.
End
or
of
I'm
turn.
gonna combo
End of turn.
right?
Orm's Chant. Try and resolve his Goryos.
Yes. Right. Or even on your own turn, just like main phase Orm's Chant. Be like,
Yeah.
counter this or I Goryo you. Like,
Yeah.
Alright, so it buys a. It buys a card of your opponent's hand. Alright, Tannin Indulgence.
There's the other Solitude. We should unlock our mana now.
Yeah. And Frog, so he could easily Solitude, play Frog.
May want to play a Shockland first.
I think he did. I think he put this Hedge
Okay.
Maze up at the corner
okay.
here. I think that was his land. Yep. Goodbye ending. Do you... Ooh, Ryan did draw... That's it!
All right, these are like been the most craziest reverse haymakers I've seen.
The flip... I'm getting whiplash, dude.
Yeah.
I can't keep doing this.
How do we get it wrong every
How
time?
am I wrong every time?
That was crazily played.
was.
But Stuart found the line there.
He did. Yeah. I certainly think that the line to victory was a little easier if he had killed the Harbinger first.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I guess all
One
roads
extra card
went to
doesn't.
Rome there.
One extra card doesn't change. anything.
Yeah, especially when
it's
he's
just like-
empty-handed, right? Like,
Yeah. If
like you
it
draw
tapped
force,
out
he's
one
tapped
hand.
out.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, you can have one card.
Yeah. I easily would have allowed that.
Oh yeah. Right, because then like.
Then you just
if any of
prismatic
your
ending the other one.
cards- Yeah.
Done.
Any
Over.
other one, right? Or if you just have out of your top 14,
You just
if
play
there's like
prismatic
another
ending. You
Goryos,
just play
you
prismatic
like,
ending Ashiok. You
pull
win.
the tracks out again.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah.
So never punished, but you know, better to be lucky than just to be good sometimes. Huh?
Yeah. Stuart's K-pop crew helped him out there for
They,
sure. Yeah.
yeah, unfair advantage.
Yeah. Unfair for sure.
Yeah, outside assistance. But Ryan back on the play again.
I think you keep. it's land sink, but you play a turn 2 frog with force backup and Thoughtseize, I think you keep. I think you just keep.
Yeah.
You just accept that Sink of the Stupor is a land this hand, and then
Yep.
you potentially hopefully don't get flooded in the future
Yeah.
turns. But being able to lead off with Thoughtseize, play Psychic Frog, have force backup, and start attacking, I don't see the downside.
Yeah, that's
I don't see the downside.
That's a dream hand for sure.
Yeah, you're asking very specific things from Stuart in order to get out of this puzzle that Ryan can already present. It's like you're into a situation where it's just like, okay, Stuart, do you have your own Thoughtseize Psychic Frog? Otherwise, we're here. Like, and I'm in the driving seat.
Yep.
So like, that's exactly the type of hand you want
And
to see
Stuart's
against.
already mulliganing, which
Yeah.
I mean, every mulligan
Yeah.
makes the Thoughtseize that much juicy.
Yeah. Always closer to mind rot.
Yeah. I see this list.
Yeah. So here's the Thoughtseize. Let's go. You take frog and you pass the turn.
Yeah, Goryo's frog, Grizzy.
If you take
Orange
frog,
Chance.
if you take frog, nothing else matters.
Yeah. The rest of the hand is dead once you take
Yeah.
frog away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Stuart did have parts of the puzzle for that. It just-
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
this was an incredible keep from Stuart.
Oh, yeah,
honestly.
absolutely. Yeah.
It's just sweet to be able to go, because if he rips a third land for turn 3,
Yeah.
he gets to main phase Orange Chant,
Yeah.
discard Grizzleman to Psychic Frog,
Yeah.
or his Vengeance, pull it out, win the game, right? Because then you draw like your whole deck, you discard a Psychic Frog, and then Ryan's is dead. So
Yeah. Takes the 3, plays the frog.
Yep.
Accepts the consequences of this hand. Yeah. Well, the only thing that can potentially help Stuart here is an Entomb, but Ryan has a Force Negation.
Yeah.
This may be a Hedge Maze situation, where you find Hedge Maze instead of the other cards.
Yeah, and you prep for
Yes.
hard gas.
No, you do. Like, I think this is one of those situations where you have to strongly consider that land.
Yeah.
No, just basic small.
All right.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, he's afraid of Harbinger.
Yep.
Which is reasonable,
It's acceptable.
right? Because especially when it comes to these blue back decks,
He's really respecting Ryan having it all.
Yes.
Yeah, like all right now.
right?
Yeah.
Because the difference between like the Blood Moon decks that you've seen over the years, that it seems like all of these Blood Moon decks are always base another color and then red for moon effects.
Yeah.
But the Harbinger decks are always having a base blue.
Yes.
Splash something else.
Yeah.
So he doesn't know if Ryan just needs to fetch one swamp and then Harbinger, and he's fine.
Yeah.
He doesn't need double black. So even though Ryan
Yeah,
has
if I was Ryan, I
double
would have discarded
non-basic,
the Oculus that he drew this turn.
yeah. Tap sync, hold up counterspell, or
I think it's just
Play
coming to play
Spellbomb.
tap. There you go, Spellbomb.
sure. That works too. Spellbomb. I mean, especially given that he knows his hand is like
Yeah.
Haymaker Goryo's.
No normal
like,
land here.
Yeah. Now we're surveilling.
Yeah.
We got to find something good.
Ryan drawing a post-fatal push from the thought-seized Psychic Frog, so not exactly benefiting him here. Bins the fetch.
Doesn't need that fetch land. That looks-
There's no experience capture player. She's the only creature I actually have.
You mill my Chandler's addiction. And my
One for each.
Tathui.
That's respectable.
All right,
We're gonna consider a response.
Gonna
then.
maximize his options here. Don't need March Plants. And I mean, I think you do force this.
I don't think you exactly do.
Really? I feel like the down tick on Frog is just so much of a tempo swing where now next turn, yeah,
still have
Nine-Hill
Spellbomb.
Spellbomb is still.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you still have Spellbomb. Like,
I guess.
yeah,
Nah, here's
I
force.
could see it one way or the other, but like, if you chose not to, I don't also disagree with it. Like,
Yeah. Like I think I agree with Force of Defer. I think
Yeah.
drawing a card, turning off all your counter spells is maybe too big of a hurdle to
overcome.
See, I would just respond in kind with saying like, okay, I'll play Psychic Frog again.
Yeah.
I know your hand doesn't have an answer for this.
He
I'll
could
just
have
play
drawn
Frog
one.
again.
He could have drawn
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah, that's
right?
true.
And right, if this is a game that does result in hard cast Atraxa, Teferi ensuring that happens.
Yes, yeah. I don't suspect that Teferi would have lasted long, but yeah, like one way or the other, if you do down tick, then it's like, well, blah. But like Ryan having the insurance.
But being able to bounce, and then if you do draw out removal
Yeah.
spell, having it be like you can't counter remove a spell, frog stab 100% of the time.
Yeah.
So I think it is fine to not counter there, but I think it opens you up to just too many things going wrong.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're still stuck with the Orm's Chant, Grizzlebrand, and then a Pluted Delta as the new addition to that
Arms
hand.
Chant looking a little sad here right now.
Yeah.
And yes, Arms Chant land, Grizzy B. There's the land. Now what? How desperate do you get where you Orm's Chant in Ryan's upkeep to stop Frog from attacking you?
I think you just hope to draw hot off the top every time.
Prismatic ending. Ooh, and
For
pretty
3.
heads-up play to dodge Spell Snare.
Yeah.
That's a pretty,
Yeah.
not a lot of people would
Yeah.
think of that line, right? Because it's like, well, how many different counterspells can I dodge?
Yes.
Right? Like, I'm never beating raw counterspell.
Right.
But I can avoid Spell Snare.
Yes.
And if you got nothing else better to do, you might as well just,
Yeah.
right? And that is a line where, if Ryan hadn't forced Teferi,
Yeah.
you could have had Teferi up, bounce the frog, next turn maybe he, endings the spell bomb, and then can,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. You
Like,
can still
there's a
activate the
sequence of
ability, but
plays,
yeah, I
yes.
know what you're saying.
Yeah, there's a sequence of steps where the game
It
gets
could
away
go bad.
for Ryan.
It could get bad, yeah.
And by force Teferi, Ryan still has control. Of,
I've just been brave in front of Teferi. You just gotta fight that guy head on.
just punch him.
Just punch him back.
Just punch him.
He punches you, you punch him.
Yeah. All right, land, Spell Snare in the bin. Another land for Ryan. Ryan with a few too many lands this game, it looks like.
Yeah, see, this is where I like Cura. You just filter out some of these dead
looting
cards
these lands out of your
and then make an
hands.
8/8.
Yeah.
I think Cura is just such a good fit for this deck.
He'd have to cut Murktide?
No, you
some
would
number
cut.
of
Well,
off
I would specifically cut the Brazen Borrower.
Borrower, yeah.
I would cut a Brazen Borrower and then maybe trim a land.
Yeah.
2 Darkslick Shores seems a little high to me, but I don't know. I didn't really count out exact land counts. 3, 6, 8, 10, 12, 16, 18, 20.
Well, here comes Murktide.
Oh, fourth. Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
Here comes Murky.
Respectable little Dargon.
The clock has begun. Oh, only a 5/5. Not crazy. Here comes Tan Indulgence.
I almost feel like you have to counter this because this is just straight draw 2, isn't it?
Draw 2, yeah, it is draw 2. I think you do counter this. You got to give your opponent the least amount of options possible here.
Yeah.
You got to tighten the grip. Got to close the cage, yeah.
Says
Got to
your
try and
turn.
tapped, pass to you, not where you want to be. Another Murktide?
He may think about spell bombing himself to close the clock.
Oh, that's a clever one. Yeah. I think we
It
saw.
doesn't change the clock from 2 turns to 3 though.
Yeah, I think we saw Harbinger in his hand, so he could play Harbinger and again lock Stewart out of white mana.
Yeah.
All right, take your 5 damage, sir. Down 2/6. There's Harbinger. So now Orm's Chant is dead,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Right, so I think maybe that turn you should have just like, I don't know, Orm's Chant for value. Just
Yeah.
like, don't take the damage, don't cast any spells this
Yeah.
turn, we'll just chant ya. Here's
Sure.
Froggy Boy.
That doesn't change anything. Actually, before it resolves, maybe you exile their graveyard? Yeah, because then on untap now it can actually fly and block.
Yeah, so we can chomp. It buys Stuart a turn.
I don't like this. This is where things can go very weird. Like
Yeah.
if Stuart had a Solitude here, I'd be pretty scared.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like that's the case.
Discard Grizzlebrand.
Yeah.
Discard another Grizzlebrand.
Oh my god.
Two Grizzlebrands. Oh, doing a little check. All right, didn't immediately concede. But I don't know what sequence of cards with blue and black beats the spell bomb. Goryo's spell bomb you.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Just making them go through the motions.
Yeah.
Do you remember what your cards do? And Ryan takes it 2-1.
Yeah.
Moving to the finals.
Game 1, could not predict. Game 2, could not predict.
No. This one went a little more normally.
This was the only normal game I think we've seen in 2 weekends.
It's like, yes, the control player played their counter spells, they play their graveyard hate against the graveyard combo deck.
Yeah.
The graveyard combo deck lost.
Yeah.
Sounds correct.